Okay. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to my Monday night hangout on this Monday, the 26th of September, 2016. It's just gone 8 p.m. here in South Africa, and I do have one guest who's joined me, Mr. Chris Pyers, all the way from Rhode Island in the States. For those of you who don't quite know where that is, it's near the city of Boston in the United States of America, and he will be also sharing his experiences on getting started blogging and what blogging is doing for him. But before I introduce Chris to talk to us, I'm going to take you through blogging 101, really just the elemental features of a blog, what a blog's all about, and how you also can get started, and quite simply how easy it is to get blogging for those of you who might be wondering about that. Very, very simple. You go online and you see all these fancy blogs and all the nice features and stuff that people do build them, and you think, wow, I could never do that myself. But tonight I'm going to take you through the steps on how to start a blog. I'm not going to go through all the features, but just to whet your appetites, and then obviously afterwards you can contact me and any of our team, wherever you may be, and you can definitely go about setting up your own blog. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to show you the end result of my blog at the moment. It's definitely still a work in progress. There are lots of tweaking I need to do to it. But I think you'll see that right from the outset, for an amateur like myself, I think, the professionalism is there. The blogging tools that are available these days make it easy for you to make your blog very professional in a very short time. So let me take you through what my blog looks like as my end result, and then I'm going to point out certain features and then go into the actual blogging tool or the blogging platform, and I'm going to show you how we go about introducing all those tools and setting up all those features in the blog. After that I'm going to ask Chris to take you through some of his own thoughts, but for now I'm going to go in and share my screen. Okay. All right, and I'm going to go into my blog. Chris, can you see that okay?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so this is what my blog looks like right now. And as I said, I definitely want to still add bits and pieces to it and may fine-tune it in the future. But as you can see, for an amateur like myself, I personally think that this is not bad as far as professional looking, and believe me, I'm not saying that because any of my skills and my coding abilities. These are all basically just features that you basically click and drag, really, and this is how you can go about setting up and creating your own blog site, and then obviously blog posts on there. As I scroll down here, these are the different posts I wrote. Just maybe to give you all the definition of what a blog is. It's actually a web log. That's where the word originally came from. Somebody coined the phrase web log, and it became shortened to blog. Okay, so that's for those of you who may have been curious about that. That's where the word blog comes from. I still see that a lot of spelling checks in that blog comes up as a spelling mistake. So I don't think it's quite hit the official dictionaries yet, but I'm sure soon you'll find it in as an official word. But we'll see about that. Okay, so yeah, that's really what that you can produce. So what I'll do now is I'll just go to this tab and I'll show you some of the elements. As you can see here, I've got a list of all of the posts that I've done, but let me first just go to the dashboard over here and introduce to you the actual tool. Now, a lot of the blogs, you'll find different blog services exist out there. Um, Typically, I know that Google have their own one called eBlog, and then there's one called WordPress. And this particular blogging platform that I'm going to show you tonight is actually based on the WordPress platform. Okay, so typically when you do sign in, as you can see there, I'm signed in as myself, obviously. And this will then take you to your dashboard, and at a glance, it'll tell you how many posts you've done, the comments you've received on your post, how many pages you've created. I'm not quite sure how this is coming out on the share screen, whether you can actually read what I'm reading. But just to give you an idea of what your front page or your dashboard will look like in your actual platform, or the tool that you use to create blogs and blog sites and so on. Okay, so that's what the dashboard looks like. And really what I want to do tonight, without going into too much of all of the features and that, is to show you how easy it is to actually go and put content onto a blog. So I'm going to go back here to the posts tab. Just click on that and wait for it to flick over. There we go. And as you can see here, then it gives you a list of all of the the history of the blogs that you've actually written and created. Okay. Now, for you might be wondering, why should I create my own blog? The way that I see it is that a blog is like having your own window in your own brick and mortar store. You go into any shopping mall these days, and it's all about marketing. It's all about attracting people to your content, to what you have to sell or share, or whatever your passion is. If you for instance, if you've got a very passionate hobby that you'd like to share with the world, and you'd like to blog about it and take pictures and write about experiences with your hobby or pastime or whatever. And of course, obviously, for those of you who are in business for yourselves, and you do want to share your business and maybe specials and things like that with your clients, this is also a good platform to do that, because essentially this blogging platform is unlike, let's say, for instance, or the Pinterest platform or whatever. This is your very own space. Okay, nobody can tell you really in terms of rules and regulations and all that. Obviously, if you want to attract a large audience, you want to be sure that your content is acceptable to most people. But really, a blog site is where you can really personalize yourself and express yourself in your own particular way. Okay, so that's a good reason to have a blog, for sharing yourself, really, as I say, almost like a storefront window where you can present everything you want to present online and to the world. All right, so let me then show you how you'd go about creating a new post. Let's say you do have some new content to share, some new information you want to share with everybody that is interested in your blog and maybe has subscribed to your blog. You'd go to add new over here. Waiting for that to flick over. Okay, and as you can see there, you can go about creating a new post. And at the moment it's blank, and this gives you a sort of a writing block or template where you can then go ahead and start adding content. Okay, obviously you want to give it a title, and let's say I'm just going to say my new blog post. Okay, and then you can immediately, as you can see, for those of you obviously are familiar with a lot of the word processing applications out there, you'll recognize a lot of these symbols up here. For instance, you can immediately go ahead and create bold, italics, and all that kind of stuff. So if you'll forgive me, I'm just going to, the fastest language I can type in is Greek. So if any of you can recognize the Greek that I'm typing here, all well and good. For the rest of you, too bad. And so there we go. Enter next paragraph, and you can go and create your own story or introduction, maybe. And this is where really it becomes powerful. And just to show you if you've been wondering, how people put blogs together, there I've written typically a headline with a subheading, and I've introduced, maybe now I want to go ahead and paste a YouTube video. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to show you how simple that is in this particular platform that we use. I'm going to open a new tab, go into YouTube. Just wait for that to open. And as you can see, my kids do share my PC, and it's all about Minecraft and Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to grab any one of these videos, open it up on YouTube. Okay, let me just kill the audio there. And I'm going to grab the actual URL from the YouTube video that I want to embed. Come back to my blog editor here and go Control V for paste. And there we go. I've actually embedded that YouTube video into my blog. And you can do the same, obviously, over here. You can see add media. You can add pictures and even files like PDF files and all that kind of stuff. And that's essentially how you really go about setting up your blog. Then down below, there are some nice tools that they've also built into the blogging platform. Is your SEO, your search engine capability, and how you can actually set your blog up so that people can find your content more easily. And they actually take you through a whole bunch of steps. For instance, the application has picked up that I have no focus keyword yet. The text contains 6 words. This is far below the recommended minimum of 300 words. So the application will actually help you and prompt you as far as setting up your blog and fine-tuning your blog post so that the SEO search engines will find it easily, and you make it more SEO friendly by going through and making sure that you turn all these red dots into green dots by following the instructions here and making sure that your blog, for instance, is a minimum of 300 words, etc., and all that. As I say, I don't want to go into too much of the detail tonight, but just to give you an idea of how easy it is to go about getting into blogging and creating your own professional-looking content. Okay, once you're happy with, and also along the side here, you can obviously add categories so that you could have different categories. Let's say, for instance, you may be interested in online marketing, then you'd have an online marketing category, or you may be interested in health, then you'll have a health category and all that kind of stuff. And so you can set up different categories that people can click on in your blog, and it'll bring up all of the blog posts that you've written on a particular category will be grouped there for people to read if they're interested in a particular category. Also, tags. Tags make it easier for your searching online as well, people searching for content. Yeah, you can, for instance, put in health or wellness and stuff like that for different topics. People might be doing research on cancer and all that kind of stuff. So you can put those keywords in as tags, and people can then more easily find those topics within your particular blog site and just focus on those particular posts in there. All right. So that's essentially how you do it. Once you're happy with everything, you see how there's a button to save the draft. So all along while you're blogging, you might be working on a blog that's going to take you more than one session to put together. So you can save the draft, and you won't lose that content. But once you're ready to actually share the blog post with the world, you can go publish. Okay. I was waiting for it to go ahead and publish what I've put there on this new blog post. All right. Let's wait for it. Okay, now I've actually gone ahead and published my blog post. So if I go back to my blog and I refresh this page, you'll notice that it now has added the new blog post above my previous one. Okay, and that's it. Now people can actually, now you can actually, if I actually then go into this blog post, there's the blog that we just created with the headlines in Greek or whatever, and people can then immediately go ahead and watch the video that I introduced in this blog post. And that's it, all done. In 5 minutes, we've created a new professional looking blog post to share with the world. And up here, then you've got the URL, which will take you straight to this particular blog post. You can always copy and paste that into a mail out that you're doing, or share it on Facebook for people. If you want to point people to a particular post that you've written. And that's essentially how easy it is. Okay. Once again, along the side here, you can see I've got a connect with me, what we call a widget. I've also shared on my particular blog post my fan page on Facebook, and any other advertising you maybe do for a business that you've got over here is where you can actually select the categories on my particular blog site. Choose one to sort of do a filtering of the posts you want to read and recent posts, and even you can even have a little search widget. Okay, and just to quickly show you then where those widgets are. Plugins, let's have a look here. Plugins, appearance, there we go, widgets. You'll notice that a lot of the tabs along the side here have actually got sort of drop down menus. Okay, and I'm just going to go to the widgets one now and just wait for that to flick over. All right, and over here it looks very bland and boring and whatever, but this is really that primary sidebar of mine, is where I've got that connect with me. Just to remind you again, over here, connect with me, the widget that I've got in there. This is where I'll actually just go down, and it's one of the plugins that are available to you on the blog platform. But connect with me, just to show you what it looks like again, is this particular widget here where I've got all these little social media icons. You click on that one, it'll take you to my Facebook page. That's my Twitter page. That's my Instagram, Pinterest, and that's my YouTube channel. All right. So I've got a bunch of these there. For instance, I'll just take you down here. Here's my search widget. There's my recent posts widget. Yeah, I think I'm going to. That's about enough from me now. I don't want to give any newcomers to blogging information overload, but I hope that's enough of an appetite whetter for anybody who'd like to get into blogging, just to show you again how simple it is to go ahead and create and set up a blog. It does take time, obviously, to set up the headers, and I'm not going to go into too much of that detail. Along here, you can obviously have menu items. For instance, that takes you to my blog. This takes you to a welcome page on my blog site where I've just written some stuff there. I've got my live hangouts. This particular hangout that's happening right now is where I set up and market this particular hangout. And so you can fill this up here with different menu items that people can have a look at as well. So I hope that has been useful to any budding or aspiring bloggers out there. And I hope it's given you enough incentive to look into it a bit more. All right, so let me go back to the Hangouts and stop the sharing. Okay, I hope that 20 odd minutes or so was useful. Right now, I'm going to bring Mr. Chris Pyers onto the main screen and for his comments and any other ideas he may have or want to share about blogging. Chris, the floor is yours.
All right. Thanks, Flo. Hey, I'm surprised you even said my name right, Lo. Everybody wants to call me Pyres. I'll just share this, a couple of small things that the first thing is content. You want to write about 2,000 words or more. And the reason why is because you're going to rank better in the search engines because you're going to touch on all the keywords. If you go less, I mean, yeah, you can rank it with less maybe, but 2,000 words or more is what what I've been told by the leaders, and to help you rank better in the search engines. So that's one tip. The other tip is you want to use a tool called CoSchedule, which is a headline. I don't know the other word I want to use, but it helps you with your headline, and it tells you what the best headlines is. It's a free tool. Yeah, if you go on Google, you just download it, and it helps you create the best headlines for your blog that are going to rank higher in the search engine. And that will help you, and that's what I use, to do, to find out what the best headline is. And that's pretty much what I want to share.
Okay. No, thanks for that, Chris. I do hear what you say in terms of the length of the blog. You mentioned the 2,000 words there. Very, very good tip. I do understand that's when the search engines sit up and take notice and find your blog easier. So yeah, 2,000 words is a very good tip there. And also, I mean, CoSchedule, thanks very much. I've just made a note of that. I didn't know that application actually existed, so I've just learned something new tonight as well. And for any of you viewers out there who are watching, this is exactly what it's all about. This is we get guests on our Hangouts, and we learn from them, and we learn from each other. A great little community that we're building, learning online techniques and tips and tricks. And I just want to use this opportunity then to mention also that Chris is a co-member of a workshopping group that we have called the 24 workshop, and we get together there on a Saturday evening, and we share ideas, practice presenting to one another, and all that kind of stuff. And we learn this. We learn all this online marketing stuff on there. And if any of you are interested, just go to one of my social contact buttons on the. I think if you're looking at the screen, obviously your right of the screen, and I always get confused as to which is left and right when we're doing this online stuff. So if it's not left, then it's the other left, Yeah. But yeah, so get into contact with me if you're in the States. I don't know. I'll also just afterwards put Chris's details there. You're also welcome to give him a shout and ask him any information about blogging. If you are interested in learning more about blogging, you're welcome to get hold of him. If you're somewhere in the States, anybody in South Africa is welcome to give me a shout, and will gladly take you through it and tell you more and get point you in the right direction to the particular blogging platform that we use. Hopefully we can help you begin to market yourself, your products, your passions, your hobbies on a blogging website, and get you going. I do normally allocate about an hour to my hangout, depending on the number of guests and the topic and all that. But that's essentially really all I wanted to share with you all this evening, and so I think I'll give it a wrap there, or maybe ask Chris for one or two closing comments, and then I'll close up after that, and that'll be it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you guys, like Lowell said, if you guys want to get started with this, reach out to him, reach out to me, and we can help you get started. If you get stuck with anything, blogging is like one of my best hobbies. I love that. So it is a way to get leads and build rapport with your list, and it's sending them the value content that you blog with, and it will help you big time with your marketing business.
Great, Chris, thanks very much. And to all of those of you who have joined us on the Hangout this evening, thanks for your time, always appreciated. I know we're all busy. It is a weeknight, and we've all got things to do. I've got a little gremlin running around in the background there. But I think that's also part of it, is that we all doing this from home. It's not a CNN studio, and I think you must find that encouraging as well. Very easy for yourself to get going on blogging. And in a future episode, I will be sharing a little bit about vlogging, which is video blogging, and that's something also highly recommended.
Right.
So watch out for that. I'll be announcing that in the next few weeks or whatever. And yeah, Chris, thanks very much once again for jumping on at such short notice, and sharing your tips and tricks and ideas. And to all of you out there, thanks very much. We'll catch you next week.
Right.
Cheers.
Thanks.